Hello, world. You're listening to Business Podcasting Made Easy on the #1 global talk and news network on the internet, IBGR, International Business Growth Radio. Welcome to the TV talk show formula, where you get a roadmap to elevate your authority and expand your visibility with a TV talk show that you're proud of. I'm Donna Cundy, co-founder of the IBGR Network, global radio authority and podcast expert, and producer of over 14,000 podcasts.
And I'm Declan Oseguera, TV producer and international TV talk show host. And my TV talk show formula has impacted over 100,000 lives globally and gives business owners and entrepreneurs a simple way to be seen and heard with their own purpose-driven message. And we're your hosts for this 13-week journey. And before we jump in, remember that if you want direct live support from us for your TV talk show, then contact us today at tvtalkshowformula.info. And this week, we're walking through an easy to follow, proven plug and play way to get your TV talk show done 13 minutes at a time in just 13 weeks. So follow the formula each week and welcome to the show.
Yes, week 13. Oh, no, Donna, stop. Week 11 of 13. They're just words today. Just words. Week 11 of 13, we're going to be putting you on the air and talking about the art of hosting and guesting. Our first episode of this 4-episode series is a system for booking guests. We're going to go into, oh gosh, look at me. Selecting and inviting guests for your interview, pre and post show production checklist, and then you're actually going to do your first interview and do a happy dance. This is coming on the heels of week 10, which was about confident hosting and building rapport and connection, with episode 37, unlocking the power of structure, episode 38, control the chaos, episode 39, hosting with confidence, and episode 40, from guest to host. Woo! Declan, today is episode 41, from dream guest to reality, implementing an effective booking strategy.
It's all going well. We're doing this. It's going great.
Live is live. Well, this
Live
is on the
live.
heels of a intensive weekend you and I just did.
Yeah.
With the the influencers formula release of all that juicy goodness. So anyway,
awesome.
do you want to bring us in?
Yeah. So we, as you know, love to start with a quote. And so today we have this by Mr. Albert Einstein. You might
Love
have heard
him.
You know, he said a few good things. And in particular, this: everything must be made as simple as possible, but not simpler.
What does that mean to you?
It's such a funny, I love this quote. It's, you know, we wanted, to me, it's about, you have a clean, clear, easy to a plug and play formula, right?
Yeah.
But it needs to have some substance to it too. And not be, you know, I guess maybe I'm thinking in opposites, you know, messy, lazy, unclear, right? So it's clean, it's easy, but there's also, you know, there's meaning behind it. It offers something. So that's kind of what I took away from that. How about you?
Yeah, me too. Don't cut corners.
Yes.
You know, we have 52 episodes. Each one is important. When you're doing your show, don't cut corners. I think it's not simpler. I don't know that we could pare it down any more than we have.
Yeah. Well, and it also, what we've said in so many episodes about not winging it. And it especially applies to what we're going to be talking about, you know, in the next couple of episodes. You want to have a system that's reliable. Yeah.
Yeah. And in this episode, become a person worth watching by establishing and using systems to streamline repetitive tasks and processes. What do we want our listeners to do, Declan?
Okay, so today we are talking about your guest inviting system. And this is really important, that you have a system that works. And this is our template that I
you
use.
have a system that works.
Yes, and it's come from and what we're going to share here is based on me having done lots of different, TV talk shows and figuring out all the wrong ways to do it, how to not have a system, and then what has worked here. And you're welcome to use this as a template and then adjust according to your particular needs and for your show. But you have to have a system going into it. So I call it the guest inviting system checklist. And when
It's
you
a sexy
have
name.
this, it's a very sexy name, yes. This ensures that everyone, meaning you and your guests, and should you have anyone else down the road working with you behind the scenes on the show, that everyone's on the same page and everyone is set up for success. So you want to have a guest invitation and email template. There's a lot of sexy terminology here. So this is a template of when you invite your guests to the show, you want to have sort of a core template that you use of the language about your show that you would customize for each guest, because some things may need to be updated. But when you already have the email template that you can copy and paste and then customize, it makes it so much easier for you to get these pieces done. Something that I definitely like to use, I call it your guest application. And I use Google Forms because it's easy. It's very easy to put those together. And this is when I am going to have a guest on my show. So if Donna was going to be a guest on one of my other shows, I would, even though I know Donna and I probably have her email address and I know what she's going to talk about, I still send it. And people fall into the trap of not, of familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
Say this word, and skipping some of these steps, and it'll come back and bite you in the behind when you do this. So I would still send Donna the guest application. It's an easy to fill in Google form, but then I have everything I need on my side. And it may not just be me who needs it. I might have an assistant who might be doing some pieces for me behind the scenes. The assistant doesn't know Donna, right? But everything that we would need to make sure that we have the details we need for the show are all in that Google spreadsheet. So,
Well, and even if I know you, Declan, I don't know how you want to position yourself on this interview,
right, exactly.
right? Some of us have different businesses, different product lines, different names of that we call the different things. Like, I'm IBGR Network co-founder. I'm also Influencers Formula. How do I want to position? So never assume, never make that.
Yeah,
Let them tell you.
Totally. Yes, different URLs, maybe different email. I mean, I don't know how many email addresses I have for different purposes, right?
I have a lot.
So, it's a lot. Yeah. So this is why you want to have the Google Doc. An optional landing page for findability. We're doing air quotes over here. So a landing page for your guests to find you. Is this what we were talking about?
I think so. This is your formula.
It's my formula. I'm like, okay. It's optional. All right. I'm going to move on to the next piece though, because this is very important. And this may be in your guest application, or you might have it as a separate document. I've done it both ways.
Oh, you know what number 4 was when we talked about it is there's a lot of times when we are booking people we know, and then we'll get to a point where we'll want to allow people we don't know to book with us. And so
right.
how will they find us to book on our show? You had told me that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must have a different sexy name for it. So this could also be like in my case, I use Calendly for booking the time on the show, and within that I sometimes have it set up where the guest application form is there as well. So this would be like for me my landing page, but you can do this in many different ways. Yes.
Well, and you can go to tvtalkshowformula.info and see what the Calendly link looks like on there, and then you would just adjust it to be for booking. The wording would just be for booking, but you could get a great example right there at tvtalkshowformula.info.
And that's a great time to say, if you need direct live support for your TV talk show, go to tvtalkshowformula.info and see a piece of this in action. Yes. Yeah. And while you're there, you might as well book a time and reach out to us. So, so the next piece, guest asset request. So guest asset, what does that mean? So assets in this term, in this world, it would be a bio, headshot, their URL, if there's going to be something, if they want, where they want it to be directed, where they want, where the guest wants us to direct the listeners to, right? They might have a specific page. So we need this information, especially the bio and a headshot, because we're going to be looking at these things and using like the headshot in advance for marketing purposes. So it's a request form saying, here's what I need from you by this date, really important, because it may never show up or not show up on time if you're not really specific. And then very important, number 6, the how to be a guest instruction email. So once you have booked your guest and that piece is done, you will send a separate email to them with detailed instructions about how they need to show up on the show for their success. So it'll include things like, of course, the date, the time that you've agreed to for the recording or the live show, what system they're going to be coming to, how to make sure they're set up for that, audio requirements, mic, camera, lighting. My email for this purpose is pretty lengthy, and I say it up top. Please read every single word. It might take you a few minutes, but if you don't, you're not going to look your best when you show up on the show. And as the producer and host of your own show, you want your guests to look amazing, not just for your purposes, for their purposes, right? Because this is something they should be proud of, that they want to show people.
And jumping in, we talked about the online booking calendar.
Yes.
You definitely want to have that on there. So we have a little under a minute, Declan.
Yes.
What steps? Tell them what to do.
So right now you need to plan your booking strategy and research what platforms you want to use. So you're going to need email, you're going to need a booking calendar, and Google Forms is your friend, but there's other things out there like Jot and some others that you would pay for. Google's free. And so we're inviting you to do this now because it's the time to start inviting your guests. So you want to have your system in place. You want to go and run yourself through your own system. So go to your landing page, go to your Calendly, see how everything is working, look for errors, typos, links that don't work, fix the bugs before you send it to your first guest, which is coming up really soon.
Yes, don't skip this step. Make sure you put a little bit of time and effort into setting up your systems. You'll be so thankful that you did. And so ends episode 41, From Dream Guest to Reality, Implementing an Effective Booking Strategy. I'm Donna Cundy.
I'm Declan Oseguera. Thanks for listening.
We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.